Annuals grow quickly and reward you from spring until fall with hundreds of blossoms. But how do you make the most of their blooms, and how do you integrate them into your landscape? Today we'll be visiting Connon Nurseries and getting some gardener-friendly advice and tips from the pros. This is Daily Web TV. When should we be thinking about adding annuals to our gardens, and which ones are best? Well, here today is Stephanie Morris. Now, Stephanie, should we all be having annuals in our garden?
I think there's a place for them in any size space. I mean, from the tiniest balcony garden to a condominium, to people that have lovely terraces, to people that have acreage in terms of land. You can put them in containers, you can mass plant them. There's window boxes, there's hanging baskets. Yes, there's a spot for annuals no matter where you are.
Wherever you are, you can add them. Now, what is the best use for them? How do you get the most from them in your landscape?
Planting them in one color, for instance, is going to have a much more noticeable effect, and that's why commercial planters often plant in one large mass. But on the other hand, depending on the colors that you're using, red, for example, no matter how small it might be, is the first thing you're going to notice. So it doesn't have to necessarily be just a container to have big impact.
Right.
It's what you put into the container and the color and the size of the flower, for example, that's going to be attention-getting.
So you use annuals for impact?
Absolutely.
Woo,
well,
wow.
because they bloom continuously and they don't stop blooming. And
Right.
that's why no matter what type of garden you have, to have spots of these annuals where other things can go out of flower, these
Right.
will continue and carry you right through, in most cases, until frost. That's good value.
Yes, adding that splash of color in there. Now, you're talking about mass planting. So how do you do a good is that multiple colors or one color?
It depends on the effect. I mean, if you want a kaleidoscope effect, you can choose, kaleidoscope,
Love that.
3 colors, or you can do a large mass of one color. It's all about the effect that you want to create. Even in the case of containers, a lot of people will choose a color scheme, and they'll choose 3 major colors, for example, and that way there will be some degree of continuity and repetition.
Right.
Too many colors sometimes can be a little confusing to the eye, that's all.
What is the maintenance of an annual plant?
Water, obviously, and then fertilizing, deadheading some of the larger flowered ones. Just once a week, you could just go around, you snap off the heads of some of the bigger things. But otherwise, they really are generated to bloom continuously. And don't forget, there's plants that are fantastic that are annuals, that are just beautiful colored foliage, like purple fountain grass. It's not necessarily about a great big bloom, but that deep purple color is so effective, month after month.
Do you have favorites?
Many, absolutely many.
I knew the answer to that question before I asked it.
Well, I would say we sell an enormous variety of annuals, and there's new ones coming out all the time. And I have to say, every year I try and grow everything that's new, so that I literally have an opinion about everything. And therefore, yes, I do have my favorites that perform without any hesitation over and over, no matter how hot it is, no matter how sunny. Even in this case, sometimes how wet a summer can be.
Right. Now, is it something that's fun for you because you can change it up?
You got that right. Every year I do different arrangements. And also those spots of color that I put in the garden for that continuous color. I love to experiment with different plants, different colors. But again, trying to create some degree of harmony. That's just my style, because everyone has a unique style. And using color is about personality and your favorites.
Absolutely. Great words of wisdom. And who can resist? If you want to find out more, you can go to connon.ca, or you can stop in one of their 3 locations. You've been watching Daily Web TV.